Hello everyone, I'm Mr. J, and I'm here with a bite-sized review. And this bite-sized review is on Velma Season 2. Hey, where to begin? You know what, let's just start with the story. Velma Season 2 takes place about 3 weeks after the incident involving teenage girls being debrained by Victoria Jones. And after arriving at the Cool Kids hangout, our protagonists discover the body of none other than Sheriff Cogburn. So as Velma is trying to discover who is murdering people around Crystal Cove again, and not growing as a person in the process, you have Fred, emotionally maturing as a human being, Norville dealing with hallucinations of a deceased Victoria Jones after having accidentally dropped a stalactite on her in self-defense, and Daphne trying to discover herself as the season unceremoniously drags on. And like the title of the video, Season 2 is second verse, same as the first. There's little to no foreshadowing, you are bombarded with references that add nothing to the plot, and the plot is condensed into the last 2 episodes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love some of the jokes, and I really liked Norville and Fred's character arcs. The only problem is that those are far and few between. In other words, Season 2 wasn't engaging, and like Season 1, it squandered its potential. The world building was just as bad as the story, and I'm honestly getting into spoiler territory, so you've been warned. Okay, take what I am about to say with a grain of salt. The disembodied consciousness of Victoria Jones, which the series calls a ghost, and Scrappy-Doo, exist. The problem isn't the existence of magic and mysticism and genetic experimentation. No, the problem is that you didn't explain any of this all throughout Season 1 and Season 2. You can't tell me at the 19th episode that there are genetically enhanced super soldiers that can be near invincible, and that ghosts are real, and that there's a literal heaven and hell in that universe, and then expect me to be okay with it. You have to make sure that these elements are set up early, that they naturally weave into the fabric of the world, and that all of them work together with the plot. Velma established that you can swap people's brains, not create genetically engineered super soldiers, and have ghosts that run amok. You're trying to have a grounded mystery thriller, but you also want the wacky cartoon antics. You know, I should start making videos about media literacy and world building, but for now, let's just move on before I blow a gasket. What was next? Oh, right. The references were meh, as always. It's more Hanna-Barbera properties shoved into the background as always. Don't get me wrong, I love the Looney Tunes nativity scene Easter egg, mostly because I want to say to the person who drew this, hot damn, you did a good job. But then you'll have more egregious things like characters who had nothing to do with this being brought in, like Thorn from the Hex Girls, who has a child, and then Thorn does absolutely nothing for the rest of the series. Way to go, Velma, you did nothing with the character. Congratulations. And you know what? Tying in Thorn's kid, Amber, I don't really like them. Where someone else would see and say to me, ooh, but they're a cool non-binary occult character. All I see is, wow, generic goth OC number 8,377,908. And look, the best non-binary character on my list of said characters is Rain Whispers from the Owl House. And for comparison, Rain seems like the type of person who would lend a helping hand to me, then teach me a life lesson over lunch, and then send me on my merry way with an opportunity to do something good in life. Whereas with Amber, I feel like they would jab at me for being a normie, make fun of me for not being counterculture, and then use their occult knowledge to go, ha, told you so, milk wheat toast boy. Okay, yeah, call me a normie, but consider the following. A, I can crack you in half like a pretzel rod, and B, I can put laxatives in your kombucha. What is your knowledge of the occult gonna do about that? Huh? And before moving on, am I saying that Rain is superior to Amber in every way, shape, and form? Yes. Fight me. Rounding everything out, I do have to say the animation and art direction was phenomenal. The voice cast did a wonderful job with what they had gotten, and I was wrong about most of my predictions. I was right about Crystal Cove going into comically stupid panic mode again, and the contrived reasoning from Grandy. For comically stupid panic mode, all the women in Crystal Cove get locked in a cave for 48 hours. Not to mention the town also tries to burn someone at the stake for a social media post. So yeah, I think that qualifies as comically stupid panic mode. And for the contrived reason being jabbed at us, spoiler warning again, it was Sophie. You see, she had a plan to infiltrate groups of meddling kids, but because she was hot, no one in the military listened to her. I interrupted my wholesomeness with Bluey for this. How dare you? I don't know what else to say, man. It just feels like Mindy Kaling projecting her insecurities and ideologies onto us. And honestly, the best part of Velma is the final episode when Scrappy-Doo, voiced by Jason Mantzoukas, puts Velma into the ground. And we all have to ask ourselves, is Scrappy-Doo really the villain for killing off Velma here? No. He is the true hero of Velma.
Oh no! Daffy, you swapped out my chocolate for baby carrots!
And with this bite-sized review coming to a close, I'm Mr. J, and wait 1 minute. So we have genetically engineered super soldiers, the proven existence of ghosts, and wacky cartoonish antics. This just sounds like Scooby-Doo but with extra steps, and you just removed him. Now I know why it failed in the first place. You didn't have Scooby-Doo!